All right, go ahead, Alvin, whenever you're ready.
All right. Worship Master, wardens, and brethren, all. This evening's Masonic talk is about the Master Mason. It's titled the Master Mason Certificate, but underneath that it had a subtitle called the Old Master's Wages. And it can be overwhelming, especially if you've had any thoughts like these in your life. So here goes. I met a dear old man today who wore a Masonic pin. It was old and faded like the man. Its edges were worn quite thin. I approached the park bench where he sat to give the old brother his due. I said, I see you have traveled east. He said, I have you? I said, I have, and in my day before the all-seeing sun, I have played in the rubble with Jubilo, and Jubilum. He shouted, don't laugh at the work, my son. It's good and sweet and true. And if you've traveled as you have said, you should give these things their due. The word, the sign, the token, the sweet Masonic prayer, the vow that all have taken who have climbed the inner stair. The wages of a Master Mason are never paid in gold, to gain from contentment when you're weak and growing old. You see, I have carried my obligations for almost 50 years. It has helped me through the hardships and the failures full of tears. Now I'm losing my mind and body. Death is near, but I don't despair. I have lived my life upon the level, and I am dying upon the square. Sometimes the greatest lessons are those that are learned anew. And the old man in the park today has changed my point of view. To all Masonic brothers, the only secret is to care. May you live your life upon the level and die upon the square. So mote it be.
Anyone
And
else?
I don't know if y'all did.
Texas Freemasonry today? That was posted on Texas Freemasonry Facebook page, and I was like, wait a second, we're supposed to be doing that lesson tonight.
Yeah, that's a bummer. Did you see an author?
I didn't.
I didn't either.
I've heard that poem before. I like it every time.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
I know as you get older in life, you start thinking, you know, little things like, you know, could I have done this different? Could I have done that different? And I think if we're just acting upon the level, we know we're good. So that's an attitude anyway.
Good job, Alvin.
Real good.
Thank you.
It wasn't much. Gives us something to talk about.
That's right. Food for thought.
You know, I think that kind of goes into some of the common themes we've had in some of these talks, which is, you know, we're all upon the level and treat people.
I think everybody just froze.
I remember looking at the old man on the park bench when I was a kid. And now I'm that guy. And so I used to identify with a young man talking to the old man, and now I realize it's me sitting there with a faded pin on my collar. That's how the circle of life works.
Yes, it does.
Yep.
You know, the young
Where's it go?
busy, he's always walking past that old man. And he always asks, why is that old man sitting there? What is he doing? So he becomes an old man, then he realizes, oh, this is what he was doing. Look at all that gain during the time. I think the old man looks at him and says, maybe you need to slow down and look at what life's really all about. Think about those little things in life that mean so much to us. So it isn't a bad thing when you sit on the bench. You give the wisdom to us younger men to teach us how to maybe just slow down a minute and to look at life in a different perspective.
Well, the whole underlying thought was we was talking the other day about what is a master's wages, and from this poem, from this declaration that somebody blessed us with, he says that our wages are never paid in gold. Our only wages are the contentment we get from doing as we're supposed to do. So I guess we're wealthy in that regard, and at least I hope to be anyway.
Well, I think for myself, part of that contentment is the feeling that we get as elders in the community of helping the young Masons out to find the way. Because I know I was not fortunate, like many of my brothers, to be in Masonry younger. And I really regret that. I just didn't know any better. But it would have been nice to have a Masonic mentor in my 30s or 40s. I would have liked that. But that's our job now, I see, is to help those young Masons out in our lodges and elsewhere. So maybe they won't make some of the stupid mistakes we made.
You always receive more wages by giving rather than receiving.
Amen.
At least I've always seen it that way.
Yep.
From a younger person's perspective at this lodge, I feel like I have a number of people that I can come talk to about a bunch of, just about anything. I'm sorry, hold on just a second.
Get that cake.
So, Brother Barry, does David Carter know that he has to be at the lodge at least by 5 on meeting nights to receive the brothers?
I will make sure that he knows that.
I've talked to him about it.
There.
I've talked to Dave about it on our Monday night training sessions, and he is planning to make adjustments to his schedules on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Well, Tuesdays aren't near as important as Thursdays. But Thursdays, somebody has to be there